So I just want to jump right into it, man. I spoke to just now John and Helen Mirren not too long ago. They were talking about all the stunts. How is F9 going to be bigger and better than anything we've seen before with the Fast series?
Man, listen, I can say this very simply. We are going to outer space, man. We've done it before Tom Cruise, before Richard Branson, before Elon Musk. If that doesn't tell you one out of all the other things that I could mention, I don't know what else can. We're ahead of the game, man, and I'm very humble and very, very happy to say that.
Well, I mean, this is one of the most popular franchises out there. It's been 20 years since Fast and Furious was released. You came on. How has this saga really changed your life?
Man, this saga has changed my life, my family's life from being able to do so many of them. But most importantly, it's changed my acting career and the resume that I have and my international appeal, not only as Ludacris, but as Tej from the Fast and Furious franchise. So it's amazing, man. And this family that we have is unprecedented on and off camera.
Well, I mean, if you could go back and tell your younger self something before you got onto this franchise, what would it be?
I would say enjoy the ride, man, because sometimes we get caught up in trying to do too much or too little, and I would just say enjoy the ride because that's what I'm doing right now.
Well, I mean, you've been such an integral part of this series. Looking back, what has been one of your most favorite memories from shooting this saga?
Man, that's such a hard question because there's so many great memories, but it's funny to say my best memories are off camera when we spend time together and our families spend time together, where there's dinners and cheers and toasts and speeches and birthday parties and, our kids getting together for 4th of July. It's like everything that you could imagine. We are a true family off screen.
Well, I mean, you can't talk about the film franchise without thinking of, the late Paul Walker. What was your greatest memory of working with Paul during these series?
Man, Paul and I, our birthdays are one day apart, man. Our personalities are the exact same. I was very close with Paul. I have so many great memories, man. But, just talking about life with him and talking about family and talking about kids and talking about the future, I think those moments I will cherish more than anything, because you get to see someone's heart and how passionate he was about changing the world, with his charity. And so I think that's one of the best ways to remember him.
Well, what's great about this franchise is that not only are you guys badasses, but you guys have some pretty badass women in this franchise as well, too. How proud are you to be part of a series that really elevates, women in the franchise?
Listen, I'm a girl dad, man. I have 3 girls myself. When I saw that, I'm like, they immediately need their own spinoff. Just the women and just taking things to a whole other level. So I was extremely excited. I love it. I love all the action. I love the women kicking ass. They need to keep that going.
Well, what do you hope fans take away from this one? Because this is the 9th installment. What do you hope fans take away from this movie when they go and see it?
Listen, I hope fans take away a sense of that we saved the movie theaters, man. And I know that's a strong statement, but it was this close from movie theaters all being shut down at a time where streaming is so important and so popular. But I really also want them to take away a sense of faith and that there's a higher power guiding all of us to be invincible, especially through what we all went through over the last 2 years.
I mean, you're not new to this, but I was talking to John, he said when he came into this, he was such a car guy and whatnot too. But do you still, when you get behind the wheel and you have to drive some of these cars, do you still get a little giddy?
Absolutely. I love it, man, because, cars, there's something attached to a man's testosterone in the throttle of any car, period, no matter what anyone says.
Awesome. Well, looking back, I mean, what was your very first car that you remember driving?
Bro, I had a Plymouth Reliant with a messed up wax job on the outside of it because it was sat out in the sun too long. That was my earliest car. And Hyundai Excel. I went through the stages. Trust me.
We're right there with you, man. Right there with you. Well, all right. Well, we know you're a badass star, so I just want to play a little game because we want to get to know Ludacris' softer side right now. All right. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions, and you can choose either one. All right. So, do we do the bubble bath or do we do the steamy shower?
I'll do the steamy shower. It helps you sweat a little bit more the longer you stay in there.
All right. Well, what about kitten cuddles or puppy kisses?
Kitten cuddles or puppy kiss? I have dogs, so I would say the puppy.
All right. Is there a rom-com you wish you starred in?
A rom-com that I wish I started. That's a good question, because trying to think of rom-com that has more than one sequel. Damn, what is a rom-com that has like numerous ones to it? I can't even think of one. If you can think, if you can help me out.
I'm trying to think. I think like the New Year's. There's the Valentine's Day, the New Year's, where I think.
Oh, so there you go.
There
so
we
I
go.
was, yeah, I wish I would have started that New Year's Eve, because it's the Valentine's Day. I was in New Year's Eve, as a matter of fact. So that whole thing where each holiday they're making a movie, that's what I wish I would have started.
There you go. And what's something your kids do that just, every time you see it, just melts your heart?
Man, trying to sing their own songs and be like daddy. So when they come up with their own original songs, it's amazing.
I mean, do you still, after all this time, you still get the cool dad points for starring in the Fast franchises?
I do, believe it or not. Yes. Anytime daddy's on television, for sure.
Well, have you brought your kids to the sets before, and have they, what's it like when they come to set and they see you in your element with all of these cars, all of this amazing cast? What's it like?
They love it, but it's even more exciting when they get to watch it on television, as opposed to trying to understand what's taking so long to do one scene over 4 days. So again, it's more exciting watching on television when it all comes together.